All right, Whoa, just bumped into my mic. All right, Illini Basketball Podcast, episode 240, January 4th, 2025. I believe this is our first episode of 2025, right?
I believe so. Sounds like it.
Our last one
I
was
don't
the
know how you
30th.
don't know that by yourself, but
Well,
just asking
you know how it is.
for my opinion.
I want everybody's thoughts
Oh,
on that.
thoughts?
We did 2019. We did like 2 months of episodes. 2020, 2021, 22, 23, 24. This is year 7. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. And we started early because Ethan doesn't like you guys being here when we start. So blame him.
There's no strategy there at all.
Hit the little bell. You'll know when we go live. How's that sound?
Do people have YouTube notifications on, like on their phone?
Sure. Why wouldn't they? Bootzilla's here.
I don't know. I waste money every minute. It's not even really a waste, but YouTube Premium is great. But I never have YouTube notifications on. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. Year 7. 7th calendar year of an episode. That's pretty crazy. I mean, look, there's a whole podcast boom that happened right around, right before COVID and into COVID. And I think it's gotten even worse. Like there's so many podcasts now. So I think it's a good thing. We deserve credit is what I'm trying to say for starting before COVID.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due,
sticking
folks.
it out.
Yeah, I mean,
when
Illinois,
we did those stupid episodes during COVID when sports wasn't on?
Yeah, well, there's nothing to do. What do you want us to do?
We did like 2 of them.
Well, it went well, I'm sure.
See, Bootzilla has notifications on. Everybody hit the bell.
There you go. I guess I just don't watch very many like streams that are like this. I don't know, whatever.
Same.
I was gonna say something and then I forgot. There you go.
Good stuff. All right.
Illinois has been
basketball.
We'll get there. Illinois has been good for the majority of this podcast. Like the first season that we did, I mean, they were good. So
they should definitely be thanking us for bringing the program back.
Well, the year before we started, they went 12-21, and then we start, and they were 21-10, and then COVID hit. But it wasn't easy. If you think about, they got killed by Arizona the third game that we ever did of the podcast. They lost to that awful Miami team. They choked against Maryland. They lost to Missouri again. They had a 4-game losing streak in early February of that season. So, just saying, it hasn't all been good times on the podcast. Plus, we had to suffer through the, I guess people would call the Matthew Meyer season suffering. And I think we have a streak of like 8 episodes of bringing him up every episode. So let's keep that going.
Yeah.
But props to Brad for where the program is at, because that transitions into the fact that Illinois beat. Now, Oregon, I would call a bit of a phony top 10 team. Like they weren't top 10 level in the way that a lot of the other top 10 teams are. Oregon, a good basketball team, but Illinois going on the road to Eugene, Oregon, and beating them by 32 and really running them out of the building for 30 minutes. And that's where we go to Illinois' 109-77 win. And Illinois is 22nd right now, I believe. I wrote that wrong, and I didn't fix it until after you copied and pasted. So that's on me.
22nd. Sorry. Do you want me to fix that? Is that what you're telling me?
I got it.
Do something. Yeah.
Turn to speak.
Illinois' offense was back for this game. It reminded me a lot of the Arkansas game where people said Illinois needs to shoot a little bit better. And I said, well, I don't think they're ever going to shoot better than that Arkansas game. And then they went and proved me wrong. And I think that it was a help that there was nobody at that Oregon game. They had black curtains up in the top because they didn't have enough fans. The students weren't there. So I think this is great that Illinois is getting this West Coast trip in early. They got to play Oregon. They're going to play Washington on tomorrow. And so I think it's great. But yeah, I mean, and then you get the boost from DGL and Davis off the bench. If you were on any sort of social media, you saw that this was the largest margin of victory for a team on the road against a top 10 team. So Illinois now holds that record. just beating the absolute brakes off of Oregon. So, and I did say this game could be out of hand one way or the other. I'm glad it was in Illinois' favor.
I'm going to guess that you didn't anticipate a 30-point win on either side, though, right?
Well, I said 15.
15 to 20, yeah. It's tough couple days for the University of Oregon. Sucks to suck for everybody who likes their basketball team.
Or football team.
Well, it didn't happen. I wanted to speak for the first 4 or 5 minutes so you could watch the rest of UCLA Nebraska, which it looks like in the chat, Nebraska held on.
Nebraska, the UCLA is learning what it's like to go play on the road in the Big Ten, I guess.
It's the Big Ten's really like, I just don't know. Like, it's hard to win a road game, but Michigan State wins at Ohio State last night. You had Illinois win at Oregon. You also had the flip side where Nebraska beats UCLA at home, and then Wisconsin just annihilated Iowa at home.
And then Maryland losing to
Purdue,
Washington.
Yeah,
right?
Maryland loses on the road to Washington.
I mean, I can see that. People talked about Illinois and the fatigue of flying out there, but imagine being Maryland, having to fly out to Washington to play. So you're going to have some of that stuff.
And Illinois seems like they got there a while ago, so they should be. It seems like they got there quite a bit before
they got there early. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you also had, of course, this isn't a surprising result, but Purdue dismantling Minnesota at Minnesota. Minnesota is just, I don't think Ben Johnson's ever going to get it going there. If it was ever going to happen, it would have been last year. And they're bad. They're 0-3, the only winless team in the conference. They got Ohio State coming up on Monday. But I wanted to get a player of the game tally updated as we enter the new year and full-on Big Ten play.
Yeah, and counting these, I think I might have missed a game, but I'm not really sure which one it is.
That doesn't matter. As long as it's close, it's fine.
This does have the last game included in it, though. So Kasparis has been player of the game 8 times. We both picked him as unanimous twice. Trey White's been player of the game 4 times. I believe you've picked him 3. So
props to me. I tweeted that I was wrong about Trey White.
You did.
I was going to add something to it, like my thought process I don't think was entirely wrong, but what's the point? I just got to say I'm wrong.
You saw him in a Louisville system and you questioned him. I get that. So
I should have trusted Brad.
Yeah. Tomislav, 5 player of the games for him. We both picked him in 1 game. Boswell's been at 3 times. Big Hummer twice. Little spoiler for what may be coming because you picked him once. And then Will Riley, we unanimously picked him for his 31-point game against Eastern. Was that Eastern that he had 31 against?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the breakdown. Like I said, I think I missed a game somewhere, but it's close enough. So KJ 8, Tommy 5, Trey White 4, Boswell 3, Riley and Hummer both have 2. And of course, some of those are the same game. But anyways, on to player of the game for this. I'm going to go with Ben Big Hummer, Humrick S, however you want to say it. I want apologies from everybody in Illini Nation for doubting this man, especially the bald guy and the Mohawk guy. Brad can't assess talent. Let's all just shut up right now. All right. 27 minutes for Ben, 7 for 11, 4 for 7 from 3, 18 points, 2 rebounds. I feel like he had like 4 more than what they put down here. 1 assist. I'm pretty sure he had like 3 blocks that they didn't see too. But first bucket was booty ball, Damask-esque. So people wondered if he could do that. Underwood said, quote, "It's hard to change programs and find comfort right away. Marcus Damask wasn't great right away. After the Chicago State game, I told him to keep shooting. His time will come." And boy, did it. And his defense was very good in this game.
Can I say one thing about him?
Yes.
That's kind of negative.
Yeah, you can.
I know he can shoot,
but
I don't like his release.
Okay.
Takes too long to get the ball up.
He does take a little time.
I don't like it.
That. All I'm happy about is that he made that 3 from that sweet pass between the legs from Kasparis, because if he didn't make that, I might have had to hate on him a little bit.
Didn't he miss? Somebody missed one the first time he tried. That might have been Will Riley.
Yeah. I think so.
My phone. I also think that Hummer has kind of a stolen valor player of the game because of the one that I picked him for. He had like 5 points, but
That's true.
That's 2 on the year for him.
Is Warner the bald guy? No, the other bald guy. I would never talk bad about Illini Inquirer.
Whoa.
Those boys are boots on the ground. I mean, Ethan will, but I won't.
I haven't in a while.
And I don't know if Warner's actually said anything bad about Humber House. I don't think he would. I don't think they're really not as negative as. Anyways, it's the other guy that couldn't use his last name for 7 years. Anyways, who's your player of the game?
Yeah, I almost feel like we're kind of robbing DGL or Jake Davis here.
DGL, I think, was deserving. I don't know about Jake Davis. I know he came in and put in good minutes, but
I mean, he hit 12 points and went 2 for 2 from 3.
I understand that, but
I'm going Trey White. I thought Trey White was everywhere. Excellent performance. 20 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 11 shooting, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, had 2 blocks, played 29 minutes, shooting 65% from inside the three-point line this year, and now 90% from the free throw line. Just a really solid performance. He had, I believe, 2 of his 11 rebounds were on the offensive glass, and 11 rebounds, we'll take it.
Yeah, Trey White's been phenomenal, and the nice thing is, when he gets fouled, he's going to go up and knock him down every time. So he didn't hit a 3 this game. He only took 1, but again, I think the announcer even said it, that Trey White's the best cutter on this team. I believe that. So I think I've been saying it for a while, but over the last 5 games, this is from Armchair. They might've stole it from somebody, but Trey White's averaging 15 points per game, 6 rebounds, shooting at 68% from the field, and has made 24 of his last 27 free throws. So Trey White's killing it. Boswell would have been the Pog, but I like both of your choices. Boswell would have been my Pog if Ben Hummerhouse didn't have the best game of his year of the season.
I have a hard time making Boswell the player of the game when he was 1 for 9
layups.
from 2.
When you miss 6 layups, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with Boswell. I mean, at least he's knocking down threes now.
I would guess that of the
confident.
missed layups, he got fouled at least once. And I would say a couple of them were really hard finishes, and then a couple he should have made.
Yeah, and I mean, I was counting him getting blocked too on those. So.
You're just a hater of Boswell around the rim.
I am. I don't think that he's very good at finishing.
I think he is. I
Really?
just think he's in a really bad slump recently.
Okay. All right, maybe he'll get better. I'll eat my words.
28 for 52 his freshman year from 2, 53%. Last year, not as good. This year, a little bit better than last year, but got to figure it out.
Yeah. Wesley says those guys deserve first half MVPs. Speaking of Davis and DGL, starters came alive in the second half. Yeah. Illinois scored 64 points in the second half of this game. So a lot of reason why DGL and Jake Davis got so much play is because KJ was in foul trouble in the first half. Only 22 minutes for him, but still pretty efficient. 6 for 11, 2 for 3 from 3. He had 16 points. Went 2 for 2 from the line, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. Some dirty passes. That the one down low to, I believe, Merez. Merez got fouled on it, where he was kind of spinning away, no look, whatever that was pretty nice. I think you texted me about that one.
He's very effective. Yeah.
And to know that this team can do it without him too. I mean, I know that it was only a 7-point game at half, but Illinois was dominant that first half. I mean, only being up 7. So,
yeah, Oregon made a couple threes in the first half late, and Supreme Cook was kind of getting whatever he wanted around the rim. A couple of mistakes by Merez in the defensive end there. Just like that, Auburn's up 14. Anyway,
that game's not going to be close.
Kaspers, I mean, you do need DGL to play well, though, if you're going to do it without Kaspers if he's in foul trouble.
I agree.
And Kaspers, like, the touch is just so insane. his shot. It's just
the one that he hit off the heel of the basket and it still went in. Like,
he's so advanced for an 18-year-old player.
Yeah.
And it's I would argue that he's easily, folks, the best 18-year-old player that Illinois has had. I don't even know, like, how far. Like, it's not even close in the Brad era. He doesn't turn 19 until May 29th.
Yeah.
So it's just he's good, I would say. I'd argue that he's good.
Not great.
2 turnovers, by the way.
2 turnovers. Illinois was pretty good with the ball this game. I mean,
both teams had 10.
So I think you take 10 turnovers. But again, 22 minutes. So Imbrot says, man, does losing Northwestern look huge right now or what? I don't think it's that big a deal. I think this again, they've learned what it's like to go play on the road in the Big Ten, and hopefully from there they've figured it out. So
I mean, Northwestern, I think Illinois is 5th in the net whether they lose to Northwestern or not right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So. And Northwestern's not a bad team.
Also
they're
beating
a team that we should beat, but
beating a better team on the road by 30 points kind of, washes that out.
Bootzilla says Northwestern's still a quad 1 loss.
I think they are. I mean, they're got to be top. They're 46th on KenPom, so I imagine they are.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a huge loss at all, though, is my takeaway.
Okay. Sounds good. Are you whispering now? Or?
Didn't want to go too hard after him, He's a loyal listener.
Okay. Boswell, 32 minutes, 5 for 14, 4 of 5 from 3, 1 for 2 from the line, 15 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 6 missed layups. If Boswell can finish at the hoop, this Illinois team is going to be unstoppable, especially if he's shooting at 4 or 5 from 3. This I think is Boswell's best game so far offensively.
No.
I mean, offensively in my eyes. I don't care what
Arkansas and Alabama were both
I don't care
good.
what the numbers say.
This is his best game from 3. But I would say he was probably a little bit more effective in the Arkansas game.
Yeah.
He had 18 points and was 5 of 6 from 2 and had 6 assists.
Yeah. Wesley says Northwestern's gotten unlucky in 2 of their losses, buzzer beater in Iowa and that goaltending call against Penn State. That goaltending call was brutal.
What about their loss to Butler? Didn't something happen there too?
I think so. I think they had something else happen.
Yeah.
So
what can you do?
Yeah. Tomislav had a quiet game, 24 minutes, 3 of 8, 2 for 6 from 3, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Go ahead.
When you get him the ball in the corner, he can make a 3.
Yeah, and I don't he didn't have to have a great game. And I thought, Merez came in, played some good defense. I thought Tomislav played some good defense. I don't know what happened to Biddle. He didn't play much in the second half. So I guess maybe just because Supreme Cook was playing so well, they didn't want to use him, or if he's hurt, I don't really know.
Yeah, I thought we might be in for a long night when Biddle made an early 3 and Illinois couldn't score. But they got it going.
Yeah, they did. What they score? I saw somebody put that they had 3 points in the first 3 minutes or something. No points in the first 3 minutes. 16 in the first 10 minutes, I think, and then they score 109. So
64 in the second half.
Pretty good. The bench is, according to Brad, what won us the game. He said hats off to DGL and Jake Davis. They won us the game. So when you win by 32, I don't know if you can just point out 2 guys, but I think that they were huge off the bench. Like I said 1,000 times already. When Kasparis was in foul trouble, DGL came in and he looked like DGL looks against teams like Eastern and Western and Northern and Southern, and East Western. Anyways, 21 minutes for him, 5 for 6, 1 for 2 from 3, missed a free throw, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I said coming into this game that, DGL looked more under control in the last game against Chicago State. So I think that he kind of had carried that over to this game. He had a really nice spin move with a left. I know that you really like him going left. I believe you said, maybe. I don't know if you're even listening to me right now.
72. 72. That is the percent that the bench shot in this game, 13 of 18.
Really?
Yeah. Davis and DGL were both 5 for 6 from the field. And Merez was 1 for 1. Will Riley was 2 for 5 because he's a bum. 13 for 18, 72%. And my point about people going with the left, I texted you probably about DGL to the left, but the other point is that I think everybody on the team is capable of finishing with the opposite hand. Except I haven't seen Will Riley do it. I don't know. And Hummergaus, I guess I haven't really seen him do it either. But like Trey White, Boswell, KJ, DGL, probably Jake Davis. Jake Davis is a very fundamentally sound basketball player. He definitely has a spot in the rotation. I don't know why we were even questioning it in the first place. That's on us. But
who would question that?
I didn't question as much as others, I'll tell you that. I mean, I complained a little bit about Jake Davis being in games like early on in the season, like coming in the under 16. But
yeah, and I think that Jake Davis, he seems like I think that this team is very high IQ. And I feel like he is also, like we said, he sets screens. He does what he needs to do. He finds positions to get offensive rebounds and putbacks. That's what he did in this game. He was very good at being in the right spot at the right time. So
I don't want to take a shot at a player who's not on the team anymore, but this version of Jake Davis is, to me, more effective than Luke Goody.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, 2 offensive rebounds. He's just in the right spot at all times.
I agree.
Made both of those threes. He's better than Cam Spencer. Like, Jake Davis is great.
What's up, Cheesang? Wesley says DGL attacking the rim and not settling for threes or tough twos make him so much better. He's a crazy athlete and needs to keep attacking.
I think his quickness kind of caught Oregon off guard.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. But yeah, that's where DGL does thrive. I mean, set threes, I'll take them all day from him. But getting to the rim and drawing contact is huge. So what's up, Chaz? How about Jake Davis versus Ty Rogers? One can shoot and one can't, I would say. Who wins in a fight? Apparently Jake Davis, according to Brad Underwood. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Morez, however anybody wants to say his name. 16 minutes, 1 for 1, 2 for 2 from the line, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 terrible foul calls. 3? That's what your number was, right?
Yeah, but like they're gonna really need him tomorrow, so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
They are really gonna need him. Yeah. He again, without doing a lot, he does a lot. He just defensively, he is so good at tracking the ball and seeing where guys are going. Again, the refs are not giving him the benefit of the doubt at all. So he's getting some foul calls that some other guys probably wouldn't get, but he's just good. So the risk with Merez and Ivisic at the same time is the foul trouble potential. It's true. Bootzilla thinks that you take a shot at Goody every time, every show.
I feel the need to, because I find it funny that the same people who want Goody back are the same people who complained about him last year.
Yeah. Cheesang says Jake doesn't look lost like Booth does sometimes. Yeah, Kerry Booth played 2 minutes. He had a ball bounce off his head.
They're both sophomores, by the way, and one played at Notre Dame last year. The other played at Mercer.
One started at Notre Dame, also.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what's up with Kerry Booth. People are talking about his body language and the video that Brad coming in to celebrate with the team, and he's just kind of sitting in the corner. Some people are just saying that's his personality. So I would like to see Kerry Booth do better. I just don't know what his spot is on this team right now. Behind Tommy and Merez, I just don't know when he can get playing time that's meaningful. And when he does get in the game, he's not doing the right things. So
he got a rebound against Chicago State, a couple rebounds.
Yeah, good for him.
If you go through a shooting slump, by the way, Illini fans and really modern fans as a whole will give up on you instantly.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but
yeah. You know who Illinois hasn't given up on, though? Will Riley.
I definitely didn't say anything about him earlier.
14 minutes, 2 for 5, 1 for 3 from 3. The 3 was late, wide open. 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. I don't know about Will Riley right now. I think 14 minutes is too much for him. Honestly.
I don't know. I think that's fine.
Really?
Yeah, as long as it's garbage time. Okay. He's young and he's trying to figure it out, and he's playing on a team that's very high level, and the other freshman that NBA scouts are going to watch is way better than him right now. They made a lot of mention in the broadcast about there was NBA scouts there to watch Kasparis and Will Riley. And the difference between Kasparis and Will Riley right now is like astronomical. Kasparis is so much better right now. So it makes Will Riley look a little worse. But also, Will Riley, there's just not there's a lack of – he just doesn't look – we say this every episode. He just doesn't look –
It doesn't look –
doesn't look ready.
Ready, yeah. He just like – I mean, and – elite shooter, I get it, but some of the shots he takes, and some of them just like his first 3, it wasn't even close to the rim. So,
and you can also say, "Oh, he reclassed," but guess what?
He's older than
Kasparis by 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think Will Riley in a couple months will be better than this, and we'll be fine because he'll be making some shots.
Do you think Will Riley has a chance to go to the NBA after this year?
Yeah.
Because I assume he leaves, right? Like he's
Probably.
Not staying around if he's going to get drafted. So
I think he gets drafted. There's a lot of guys who didn't have great college seasons and then were able to figure it out at the next level, or guys who it took them a while in college to figure it out, but they figured it out towards the end of the season. And I just think he started out in such a good spot that it'd be pretty hard for me to not see him getting drafted, because there's a lot of it's a lot of talent there, but it's raw, and it's he's not going to be a lottery pick. We can confirm that unless he goes on a tear. But yeah, I don't think there's any way he doesn't.
Yeah, and that's and I guess that's the problem. Chizang says that he looks like an ISO guy. His isolation game has not been very good, though. And that's my only worry. Is like if that's what you want from him, that's
kind of
that's a problem.
He's just got a clunky game offensively.
Yeah. Riley has to get used to the pace and physicality of Division I. Yeah, he looks weak, I would say. Wesley says at least he can rebound. He had 2 rebounds. And I don't know if that's a shot at Ben Hummerkaus, but I'm taking it as one. Okay.
Trey White had 11, and that's who people, including maybe even me, I guess, I probably did this, wanting Will Riley to start over Trey White, which I definitely did early in the season. But
yeah,
that's because you got to remember how college basketball seasons go every year. This is early, non-conference, bad opponents. But no, I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like Brad's not going to lose faith in him. I don't want to lose faith in him. Something will happen, and we'll be like, wow. I know it already happened in the Eastern game, but
he can make some tough shots. It's just every single shot.
Not everyone is tough. Yeah, let's not make every single shot tough. So
the 3 he made was not too bad. Nice and easy.
I think it was wide open. Right?
Yeah, there you go. Just do that every time.
Just
run that little thing they're running at the top of the key with Hummerkaus. Just do that with Will Riley.
Yeah,
they were. I ain't right. Posted a bunch of clips. They were eating them alive with that stuff.
Guard. That's Brad's bread and butter. That guard screen, and then who figured it out? Tennessee, and then Brad didn't change it up. Anyways, anyone mention the extra year Hummer might get if NCAA considers the 5-year rule?
We need to talk about that.
Does Brad keep him around for next year? I would say
wants to be there.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Trey White. Will Trey White come back for year 4?
Yes.
Does it Tomislav come back?
Yeah. I think right now.
Does Boswell come back?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody thinks this team's going to be turned over like it was last year. I don't see that. I like if Kerry Booth leaves, Kerry Booth leaves. But if Ty Rogers leaves, I mean, I guess he realizes that he's not going to fit in this system. But
if you don't count Hummer, who's the only senior on the team, the only lock that's 100% leaving right now to me is Kasparis, but also Will Riley in a different way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Will Riley leaves if he knows he's going to get drafted. I don't think it matters where he gets drafted to him, but I could be wrong. Honorary Pog, Jake Davis, 11 minutes, 5 for 6, 2 for 2 from 3, 12 points, 3 rebounds, had 2 big offensive rebound putbacks. Brad Underwood said, quote, "He's tougher than hell. He'll fight you. A guy I wouldn't want to get into a fight with in the parking lot. He's gaining my confidence. If you do your job, I want to play you." Shot at Kerry Booth.
I think the whole parking lot bit has run its course. Shut up about it, Brad.
Okay.
Like, it's not funny anymore. Like, it's great. Yeah, hilarious. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only person who thinks that. Whatever. He sounds like a politician with that last line. If you do your job, I want to play you.
Yeah.
Shots fired at AJ Red and Kerry Booth. No doubt.
Yeah. Jake, like, I don't know if this is like Jake Davis every time, but if he can come in and do it, here and there once in a while, I don't expect Jake Davis to come in and shoot 95% from the field and, have huge putbacks for Illinois, but it was nice to see in this game. Jake Davis, Illini tough guy who knew. Jake Davis does not look like a tough guy either. Like they got to do something with that ponytail, I guess.
He plays scrappy. 37% from 3 on the year now. 4 for 6 in the last 2 games. So
yeah,
he's playing well.
Yeah. Other notes and quotes: Illinois split 58, 55, 81. They were 16 of 29 from 3 after starting, I believe, 0 for 7.
Yeah.
Brad said, quote, "I didn't expect that, especially against them. They're a team that's beaten Alabama." Throw that in there. "Just a good night for us and a tough night for them. And Dana will have them bouncing back, and they'll be one of the top teams in the league." Thanks, Brad. Out rebounding 43-31, only 10 turnovers, like we talked about, against one of the top defenses right now. I don't know if that is the same now. How far did they fall in defense efficiency after that game?
They're 36th now. I think they're like 21st going into it.
Yeah. So,
and they dropped from 12 to 28 on KenPom, and Illinois went from 18 to 8. That's why you keep the starters in.
Yeah. Brad made sure to reiterate about this team's learning and how all the guys want to learn. He said, quote, "Most guys think they have all the answers. This group knows they don't, so they ask." I believe that he's had that exact same quote once already this year. So Brad just doing Brad things. Don't forget when Kasparis posted a picture in the Pizza Hut parking lot when he first got to campus. Yeah,
that's fine. That. Yeah, I'm fine with that stuff.
Cheesang, do you guys think the rest of the Big Ten teams will try to muck it up now that Oregon tried to run with us and failed pretty badly? I think that's the difference between like an Oregon team and probably a UCLA team that aren't Big Ten, true Big Ten teams. That's what the Big Ten does. I mean, look at Nebraska, holding teams to 55 points and stuff like that. Again, that's part of that Northwestern game. That's what they did. I mean, they played aggressive and hard and slowed it down, and Illinois is going to struggle against teams. That's what Tennessee did. So
yeah, but they lost to Tennessee by 2.
I think absolutely. I'm not saying that they can't win games like that.
And they're 9th in defensive efficiency. Their half-court defense, I think, is pretty good. And if teams try to muck it up, I think Illinois can play that way. I think they can run with teams. I'm not worried about anybody.
I agree.
I want them to try it.
Nobody scares me right now.
No.
Nor
should they.
No. All right. Anything else on this game?
Nope. There's a comment there.
Oh.
Whoever
that
loses.
Duke game going to be hype.
No.
Whoever loses the Oregon-Maryland game tomorrow will be in a tough spot being 1-3.
Also a tough spot for Maryland, who I think is good, but I don't know how good they are. I mean, it's just a total, like, you talk about propping a team up. Maryland's gotten so propped up this year. And if they start 1-3, like Willard, this is a classic Willard move. Like last year, they were terrible in the Big Ten. The year before that, they went 11-9. Like, I don't know. I don't trust Willard at all in the Big Ten. But, yeah, either one. Yeah, I mean, Oregon's going to win that game. Oregon's got 2 home losses in the Big Ten, so I think they'll get a home win this time.
Maryland has an old school 2 big team, but they don't have a point guard now. I haven't watched Maryland play yet this year.
They have Jacoby Gillespie, who's not Jameer Young. He had 1 point in their last game. They have Selton Miguel from South Florida as well. But the big thing is that they have Julian Reese and Derek Queen. Front court, yeah. And it's going to be tough to win on the road, even if the team is if you're better than the team, if Derek Queen puts up 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting and has 1 rebound. And then Jacoby Gillespie, who starts at the point guard position, plays 18 minutes and scores 1 point. That's a big reason why they lost that game.
Wasn't there a year when Maryland only won at home pretty much and lost everywhere else?
Probably.
I knew that'd be your answer.
All right.
On to the
Illinois at Washington tomorrow. Illinois is 10-3, 2-1 in the Big Ten. They win this game. I think they'll go up quite a bit in the AP. They're 22nd going in. Washington's 10-4, 1-2 in the Big Ten. This game's tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Big Ten Network. Washington started off the season, or started off the Big Ten with losses at UCLA by 11, and they lost at home against USC by 24. That's a pretty bad one. But they beat Maryland 75-69 on Thursday night. They also have a loss to Nevada by 10, and they lost to Seattle by 9. Year 1 of Danny Sprinkle there, kind of turning the roster over entirely. They have a minutes continuity of 9% this season, which is 327th in the country. For reference, Illinois is worse, 2.8%, 345th in the country. But obviously you bring in a new head coach, and when a head coach brings in his best player from his old team, then makes things a little bit more interesting. Projected lineup for them, they got Tyree. Whoa. I was so afraid to pronounce the last name that I stumbled over the first name. Guard Tyree Ihinacho, 6'4", 190-pound senior North Dakota transfer. Averages 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on 53, 21, 70 splits, 21% from 3 on the season. 4 points in 31 minutes against Maryland. Makai Mason, 6'5", 195-pound junior Rice transfer. Averages 8, 2, and 1, 39, 31, 64 splits. He's 1 for 17 from 3 in the last 3 games. Tyler Harris, 6'8", 190 sophomore, Portland transfer, averages 12 and 5 on 49, 47, 76 splits. He had 0 points in 15 against Maryland. Osabor, great. Osabor, great. The forward, 6'8", 250-pound senior Utah State transfer. He was the best player on Sprinkle's team last season, of course. Averages 14 points, 9 boards, 3 assists on 48, 16, 55 shooting splits. Not the most efficient player, especially from 3. Had 20 points, 14 boards, 4 assists against Maryland, 2 of 4 from 3 in the last 2 games. And then how about this? Former Nebraska player, 6'10", 232-pound senior, Wilhelm Breidenbach. God knows how he's still playing college basketball, but he is. He averages 4 points and 2 rebounds, 16.1 minutes per game. He has 15 points the last 2 games, though, so don't let him get hot. He's starting to get it going. They also, their bench scored 44 points against Maryland. 35 of those came from Vazamana, Diallo, and DJ Davis. They rank 111th in the country in bench minutes percentage. And I think you have Boswell probably guarding Makai Mason, and then whoever comes off the bench at the guard spot, I presume. And then you probably have Kaspers on Iheanacho, who had 4 points against Maryland in 31 minutes. You got Trey White on Harris, I'm sure. Hummerkaus on Osabor. They're going to have to figure something out for that matchup. And then Ivisic on whoever their big is, because I don't think Breidenbach is going to be very effective against Illinois because he's not good. There you go. The computer numbers basically tell you that Illinois is a top 20 offense or a top 10 defense, and that Washington is, while better in the defensive category, their offense is pretty bad. 139th in the country in offensive efficiency. Illinois guards the 3 well. Washington doesn't shoot it very well. Washington's awful from the free throw line, 323rd in the country. They don't block any shots. Or I should say, on the flip side, I apologize, they get a lot of shots blocked. 335th in the country block percentage on offense. So Illinois can maybe take advantage of that. Other than that, I mean, Washington doesn't make a ton of threes. I mean, they're 301st in the country in 3-point attempts per field goal attempts. Illinois is 11th, so a style difference there. I think whoever dictates the style should win this game easily. At least if Illinois dictates the style, they'll win the game easily. But if Washington does, it'll be a little bit tougher for Illinois. Illinois is a lot bigger. They're 7th in the country in average height. Washington's 115th. But yeah, all the numbers favor Illinois. Ken Palm says it should be a 10-point road win for the Illini. I got a little closer. You got a little closer. Or you have a little further, I should say.
A little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect my opponent. That's a joke. I would love to, but I'm not going to. Players to watch.
I'm going to go with Merez Johnson for Illinois. And also to the opposite end of that, great Osabor. He's their leading scorer, 14.6 points per game. He's getting 9 boards a game and 3.6 assists per game. I don't think this is a matchup for Hummerkaus, so I think that we're going to see a lot of Merez minutes to try to stop him. Unless, Hummerkaus comes out and plays great defense, I think that this is going to be a more is Johnson defensive clinic. So those are my 2 guys to watch out for.
I'm going DGL on the Illini side. Interesting spot for him coming off of a great game at Oregon. I'm going Tyler Harris for Washington. Going to be a tough guard. 6'8" guard, shoots 47% from 3, coming off a game where he wasn't good. I think you're going to see Trey White probably guarding him, and I'd like to see Will Riley in the game against him a little bit just to see what that looks like. But
yeah, that'd be a good matchup, I think.
Both similar size.
Yeah.
6'8", 100 pounds. Predictions.
I don't think Washington's getting to the 70-point mark. Illinois' defense is a lot better than people want to talk or say about, even though the numbers tell you that it is. Illinois wins this 80-69.
I'm going Illinois, what is it, 82-76?
Yeah.
There it is. I think I'm much more confident that Illinois is definitely going to get to 80 points. I think they will.
Yeah.
And if Washington comes out and struggles like they did against USC, I mean, they're going to get destroyed. That was a game where it's 51-25 at the half, USC.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Washington and they've scored 50 in 2 games. I think Illinois' defense is gonna step up in this game. So
yeah, I mean, USC is also 98th in the country in offensive efficiency, and Washington gave up 51.5 to them. So that could be a problem.
Yeah,
but they don't have any common opponents. It doesn't look like. Between the two? No.
I do not see any.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Just a couple of things in college basketball today. Florida and Kentucky offensive battle. I think it was 106-100 or something. Kentucky won. Dang. And I thought it was funny that ESPN went from Kentucky's offense looking great, and then the next game is John Calipari's Arkansas team getting run out of the building by Tennessee. It's good stuff there. The first president of the United States, George Washington, sending a clear message to the rest of the Atlantic 10 with a blowout win over Dayton. Good for them. They look good. So
Nice.
And then Auburn is up on Missouri right now. Boise State's down 1 against San Diego State. And then Vanderbilt is playing at LSU. I don't know who – Iowa State beat Baylor. I don't know who won the what was that? Arizona-Cincinnati game. I didn't see the finish, but Arizona was up for most of it, so who knows. Nebraska beat UCLA. Michigan and UCLA will play on Tuesday. That should be a great matchup. You also got Iowa and Nebraska Tuesday. You got Rutgers playing Wisconsin. Rutgers, by the way, losing to Penn State. Was it Penn State? Who did they lose to? Indiana. They lost to Indiana. They lost to Indiana by 10. Ace Bailey had 39. Dylan Harper didn't play. Indiana's 2-1 in the Big Ten, 11-3. Of course, typical Indiana fashion, they're 11-3, but their metrics tell you that this is the 56th ranked team in the country because they don't play anybody. And when they do play anybody, they lost by 28 to Louisville. They lost by 15 to Gonzaga. They lost by 17 in Nebraska. Their best win is South Carolina, and that was at home, and that was on November 16th. Their second best win is probably Rutgers at home without Dylan Harper. I don't even know if that's – I think Providence is a better win than that. So, literally fuck Indiana, okay? I don't think that's a good basketball team at all. I have no interest in watching them, no interest in them making the tournament. They don't belong. Their roster is overrated as the day is long. Their coach sucks. Those pants they wear are lame. A lot to not like about Indiana's program, but they were 2-1 in the Big Ten, so good for them.
How do you feel about Michigan State right now?
There's a chance I was wrong about them. I'm still not.
I don't know if you are, though. Like, it's not like they've. I mean, they played Minnesota on the road. They played Nebraska at home, and then they played at Ohio State. And Ohio State's been reeling. So, I think that their schedule, their Big Ten schedule, is very good for them.
There's a mid-February stretch where they got UCLA, Oregon, Indiana, Illinois, Purdue, Michigan, Maryland, Wisconsin.
Yeah, towards the end, yeah.
They should be 5-0. I mean, maybe 5-6-1. They protect home against Washington and Penn State and lose at Northwestern and beat Northwestern before they play Illinois. So, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't love them yet. We'll see. The teams I like the most in the Big Ten right now is just Illinois and Michigan have both been very, very good. Those are the best metric teams too. They're both balanced on both ends.
Drew said take Riley's over tomorrow. What is it? 3.5?
Whoa.
Sorry. Let's see. Booth just needs to bulk up. He looks like a fawn out there. I would agree with that, and a little bit of Will Riley in there. Starter Luke Goody made the difference in the Indiana game. They have the same team as last year, basically, right? Just don't know who he's talking about.
Michigan State.
Still not sold on Michigan State, says Bootzilla. Frank says, "What's up? Just joining. What's up? We're just leaving."
Yeah, Indiana plays Penn State tomorrow in Philadelphia before the Illinois-Washington game. So that'll be interesting to watch. Northwestern and Purdue as well, right before.
By the way, Ethan is trying to back out of the watch party tomorrow because all this snow we're getting, even though we literally live 20 yards away from each other.
Also, the Packers and Bears are playing. So, I don't know why I have to
be the Packers are going to be –
No, I don't.
They're going to win by 30.
No, I don't.
The Bears are terrible.
Doesn't matter.
What time's that game? 1?
12.
12? So – if Packers win, we're doing a watch party. If Packers lose, we're not.
I think that's fair.
Okay. All right. So
and
keep an eye out. My special purchase it's not coming until Monday, which probably won't show up until probably Wednesday now. So
and then we're not doing another watch party after that until Tuesday of the next week.
Watch party snow days, really? It's Ethan, man. I don't know.
I wanted an excuse other than the Packers and the Bears. In fact, I'll just use both. Also,
so you get everybody root for the Packers tomorrow so we can have a watch party. How's that sound?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Maryland and Oregon, by the way, is the exact same time as Illinois Washington on Peacock. So great scheduling there.
I don't even know. Was it Cheez-It Bowl after our last thing? Congratulations to the Illinois football team, by the way.
Yeah, it was after.
Okay.
Yeah, good for them. All right. We'll see everybody maybe tomorrow. If not, after that.
Go Pack Go.
Yeah, it's good. All right. Gotta go.